We have all been there. You buy a perfectly ripe avocado, and by the next morning, it is a mushy brown mess. Or you reach for a potato, only to find it has sprouted a network of roots before you even had a chance to cook it. Premature spoilage is driven by specific biological triggers. A 5-minute kitchen reorganization focused on the interaction between ethylene gas, temperature, and moisture can double the lifespan of your next grocery haul. To complete this process, you need your standard mix of groceries, a few breathable mesh bags, some perforated plastic bags, and a roll of paper towels. Taking a few minutes to set up this system ensures your food actually makes it to the plate, stopping rot and keeping that grocery money in your wallet. Step 1. Take everything out of your bags and lay it out unwashed on the counter. Do not rinse anything right now. Adding water before storage introduces surface moisture that immediately accelerates the decaying process. Next, group your haul into 3 distinct destination zones: items meant for the pantry, the countertop, and the fridge. Many people instinctively pack everything into the refrigerator, but doing so exposes certain crops to cold damage. Look at this diagram of a tomato's cellular structure. When crops drop below their ideal temperature threshold, the cold environment alters them internally. The cell structure loses its integrity, starches convert into sugars, and the flesh takes on a watery, mealy texture. By matching your produce to the correct temperature zone right from the start, you ensure the harvest retains its intended culinary texture and flavor. For the pantry pile, gather your onions, garlic, and potatoes. Move them to a dark, dry space that stays between 50 and 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep them in open containers or mesh bags to maintain vital air circulation. Within this space, there is one critical rule: potatoes and onions must never sit next to each other. Onions emit ethylene gas, a ripening hormone. When exposed to it, potatoes prematurely sprout roots, but the damage is mutual. Potatoes hold high moisture, which transfers back and is absorbed by the onion, causing it to rot into mush. Finally, there is the issue of odor. Potatoes are highly porous and easily absorb the pungent, sulfurous smells coming off the onions, which ruins their earthy flavor profile. To prevent this 3-way chemical sabotage of gas, moisture, and odor, store your potatoes and onions on completely opposite sides of the pantry. Now for the countertop pile. Here we are dealing with climacteric produce, fruits like bananas and apples that continue a self-fueling ripening process long after they are harvested. Because they produce so much ethylene gas, they require physical isolation. Keep bananas entirely separate on a hanger and ensure your apples sit at least 6 to 8 inches away from any other item. However, you can harness this ripening gas for your own benefit. To use the ripen on demand technique, place a hard avocado in a paper bag alongside an apple. The trapped ethylene gas rapidly accelerates the avocado's maturation. Understanding how ethylene works turns you from a passive victim of spoilage into an active controller of your food's ripening timeline. Finally, move your remaining pile to the 40-degree environment of the refrigerator. We are going to focus entirely on configuring the crisper drawers. The core rule here is segregation. Dedicate one entire drawer exclusively to ethylene producers, like your cantaloupes and cold-stored apples. Dedicate the second drawer strictly to ethylene-sensitive vegetables, like broccoli and carrots. With the gases separated, we need to balance the precise moisture and ventilation required to keep leafy greens crisp. For your lettuce and spinach, wash them thoroughly, dry them completely, then wrap them loosely in a dry paper towel to absorb any lingering water. This diagram illustrates proper bagging. Sealing greens in an airtight plastic bag traps moisture, breeding bacteria. Instead, place paper towel-wrapped greens into a perforated bag. The holes vent excess moisture while maintaining a steady, optimally humid environment. Before you bag your carrots, snap off their green, leafy tops. If left attached, those greens actively draw moisture up and out of the root, leaving you with dry, rubbery carrots. When configured this way, your refrigerator perfectly balances cold temperatures with strict gas segregation and targeted moisture venting. Look at the layout we've established. You have a cool, dry pantry keeping root vegetables safely separated, a countertop isolating your climacteric fruits, and crisper drawers specifically divided by ethylene sensitivity. The result of this layout is produce that tastes exactly as it should, devoid of off flavors, with a significantly longer window of usability. Take a look at this produce compatibility chart on screen. You can download or screenshot it using the link in the description and stick it right on your fridge door for quick reference. Applying a multi-layered scientific approach to your storage removes the guesswork from unpacking groceries, transforming a chaotic pile of food into a predictable, sustainable system.